Live now, Princess Leonor and Christian wedding, Queen Letizia emotional reaction. A royal wedding, dignity, tradition, control. Then Queen Letizia broke down. In front of everyone. And what she whispered, changed everything. The bells rang across Madrid. It wasn't just another royal wedding. It was the most unexpected union in modern European monarchy. Princess Leonor of Spain and Prince Christian of Denmark. 2 heirs, 2 countries, 1 altar. Millions watched, most in awe, some in disbelief. And in the front row, Queen Letizia. Strong, composed, until she wasn't. When she cried, it wasn't from joy alone. It was something deeper, older, personal. To understand why, you have to understand what this wedding meant, not just to Spain and Denmark, but to her. Because Leonor isn't just her daughter. She's her legacy, and this moment, this marriage, wasn't meant to happen. At least, not like this. Rewind 1 year. Princess Leonor was focused on her military training in Zaragoza. She was building herself for the crown, not for love. Her life was strict, public, scrutinized. Then, during a diplomatic visit to Denmark, a shared youth climate event, she and Prince Christian were seen speaking. Alone, what seemed like polite royal engagement, became something else. At a gala dinner that night, they were seated apart, protocol. But their glances told another story. By winter, rumors swirled. Official palace channels denied it all. But then came a leak. A private weekend. In Copenhagen. No press. No cameras. Only one blurry photo, Leonor, in a Danish cafe, laughing. Spain erupted. Denmark too. Was this a love story, or a diplomatic risk? 2 heirs from 2 monarchies rarely marry. Why? Because it's not just love. It's lines of succession, politics, history. If they married, whose crown would come first? But they didn't care. And that's when Queen Letizia stepped in. Sources close to the royal household say Letizia was cautious. Not opposed, but deeply protective. She knew what the crown demanded. And what it destroyed. Leonor was ready to serve. But was she ready to love in the spotlight? Letizia had lived it. A commoner turned queen. A journalist who married into monarchy. She knew the price of duty. She reportedly told Leonor, "Love is not weakness. But in this life, it can be used against you." Still, Leonor stood firm. In March, the engagement was announced quietly. No press conference. Just a photo. Their hands linked. No crown in sight. The world was shocked. 2 heirs. Together. Choosing love, and challenging history. Let's fast forward. To today. The cathedral is full. Royals from every corner of Europe. Cameras on every angle. Christian waits at the altar. His face calm, but his fingers twitch. Then Leonor enters. Gasps. Not just at her beauty. But her power. She walks alone. No escort. No page boy. A future queen, walking into her future on her own terms. And then, Letizia sees her. Her daughter. Her mirror. Her successor. Her lips tremble. As Leonor passes, Letizia mouths something. A single word. Valiente. Brave. That's when it happens. The tears. Not dramatic. Not loud. But unmistakable. Caught by the camera. A single tear down her cheek. Letizia, the steel queen, undone by the strength of her daughter. The vows begin. Christian, surprisingly emotional, barely finishes his. He says, "I don't just love you. I admire you." Leonor replies, "And I vow to stand beside you, as partner, as friend, as heir, as wife." No grand metaphors, no royal poetry, just real words. From 2 young royals, who chose each other. Then, the moment that stunned even the most jaded of royal watchers. After the rings, the archbishop offers the final blessing. But Christian turns to the guests and says, "We stand here as future monarchs. But today, we are simply 2 hearts. We promise to lead with love." The room is still. Then, applause. Longer than royal etiquette allows. Queen Margrethe smiles softly. King Felipe nods with pride. But Letizia is looking only at Leonor. Later, at the reception, another surprise. The seating chart, broken. Instead of hierarchy, the bride and groom asked for one simple rule. Sit by someone you've never met. And so kings dined beside schoolteachers. diplomats beside dancers, even the Spanish Republican leader, seated near Prince Christian's cousin. A message was clear. The old ways were being gently rewritten. Midway through the evening, Queen Letizia gave an unplanned toast. She stood, tapped her glass. The room quieted. I was born far from this palace. I was not raised in ceremony or silks. But I know what love looks like. And today, I see it. Not in crowns, not in titles, but in the way my daughter looked at her husband, and the way he looked back. The crowd rose in applause. Leonor wept. Christian held her hand. Even Queen Sofia was seen wiping her eyes. Then, the dance. The first one went to Felipe and Leonor, father and daughter. But the second was between Letizia and Christian. Unexpected, intimate, historic. They laughed, whispered, and at one point, she squeezed his hand. A royal aide later revealed what she told him. Take care of her. The crown is heavy, but she'll carry it better, with you beside her. As night fell over Madrid, the streets filled with celebration. Public screens streamed the wedding. People danced in plazas. Fireworks burst across the sky. Spain didn't just welcome a new royal couple. They witnessed something far more rare. A union not built by diplomacy, but by quiet defiance and real devotion. And Queen Letizia, she was not the picture of perfect restraint. She was a mother. A woman who once gave up her own life for love, now watching her daughter do the same. Not in weakness, but in strength. Not by accident, but by choice. This wasn't just a royal wedding. It was a reset. For monarchy, for tradition, for how power and love can coexist. Leonor and Christian, two heirs who were never supposed to choose each other, just changed the future of European royalty. And in the silence after the vows, in the space between ceremony and celebration, one thing became clear. It was never about breaking rules. It was about rewriting them. And Queen Letizia, she knew exactly what that meant. Because she'd done it once. And now, her daughter just did it better.